Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to your new Jackrabbit Illustrated B-Team spin-off show.
Scared money don't make money.
That's right, folks. Scared money don't make money. The spin-off show from the B-Team with Ben and Brendan making their picks against the spread just like old times, with the addition of Alex Kenkel and his computer model that is featured weekly on JackrabbitIllustrated.com. As usual, the B-Team and all Jackrabbit Illustrated podcasts are live on the Jackrabbit Illustrated Facebook and Twitter pages, along with being live on the FCS Fans Nation YouTube channel. Also, if you don't catch us live, be sure to tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or any major podcast outlet in between. As always, the B-Team is brought to you by our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. If you need a tractor, utility vehicle, construction equipment, zero-turn motors, parts, service, and more, there's always a Kubota dealer near you with 8 locations across the great state of South Dakota. Stop in today and get yourself into some orange equipment. And we would also like to thank our segment sponsor, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings. If the Jacks are out of town, you need a place to watch them. Head on down, get some Chislick cheese curds, beer, and burgers. And now, without further ado, scared money don't make money. Hey, we are back, and these guys probably were wondering if I was even going to be here. God, I forgot. Lost track of time. I'm a bad person. Ben texted me, and I was watching the new Beetlejuice with the family, and I was like, oh no, I gotta go. As always, big shout out to our title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, with 10 locations across the great state of South Dakota. And also, thank you to our show sponsor, not segment sponsor, show sponsor, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in Brookings, South Dakota. Just went there today for lunch as I was dropping off the smoker up in Brookings for Hobo Day. I'm going to have both of them up there, and I was dropping them off, and me and Ma went and got lunch at Cubby's, and it was fantastic and super cool seeing our flag hanging there. So thanks to Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill. But beyond that, what are we doing the show on, guys? I missed everything.
Oh, well, we haven't talked about anything yet, but obviously scared money don't make money. You come here to find out how we did on our picks. And Brendan and I had another pretty good week. Alex, not great. The model, though, whew. Have you made some adjustments over there, Alex?
Oof. No, it's been very hot and cold this year, and more so cold lately, but I'm not tweaking with it. It'll maybe come in, maybe it won't, and I'll be wearing a hot dog costume. You never know. But.
Are you on the line for the model too?
Yeah,
you guys said I was.
No, don't put that on us. We said this specifically. I will find the screenshot where I said, no, we are not making that. You are making that decision.
I feel like he's give me that on the line for both.
Yeah, don't give me this you guys said. I forgot about that, but then you said, well, you guys, I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. And also, yeah, how do you like them apples, Coach Rogers? Why don't you let the just do the model every week? It's getting hammered.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, why don't we just dive right into it? We had, I'll go over the games first, and I'll let everybody know how people did. We had Idaho squeaking by Northern Arizona. Idaho wins 23-17, doesn't cover. ACU did me well. I went out on a limb and it paid off. They beat UCA, and I looked real smart.
Bears are killing me.
But just wait. I'll look real dumb in a second. Youngstown State took care of Indiana State, but did not cover. They won 21-14. USD mollywopped Murray State to the tune of 59-0. Illinois State took care of Southern Illinois 45-10, which I think was maybe the most surprising point spread of the week. I didn't see Southern Illinois getting beat that bad.
I did. They're so bad right now.
Yeah, they're a dumpster fire. I didn't see them getting beat that bad at home. I wasn't a big believer in Illinois State either, to be fair.
Maybe not that bad. I thought it was an easy cover, though. I should back up and qualify it that way. I thought that was free money, and it was.
Ben, you better respond to this comment or you're going to be in trouble. So,
oh, sorry, I was looking at my other tab here. Hey, Diana and Daniel.
there you go.
Perfect.
Here to help you, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Then we had NDSU taking care of business against UND, winning 41-17, covering pretty easily. That's the one where I looked real stupid. I thought UND was going to do enough to cover, and they did not. Brendan was spot on that one, and I had to tip my cap and send him some Venmo.
I think I've gloated enough on that over this week and done enough victory laps. So I'll just say thank you kindly, sir. We'll move on.
I haven't had a chance to listen to B Team this week. Did you guys talk about how Ben paid you that like before the second half even started?
Yep. For sure. I knew I was screwed.
I was like, this is really gonna suck if they somehow come back and backdoor cover, and I got to pay him this money back plus $20. I'll be pissed.
Yeah,
it worked out.
And then last but not least, SDSU took care of UNI to the tune of 41-3 and covered. I took a bath in that one as well, but to my defense, that game, I mean, we talked about it on the B team, but it really got out of hand for UNI. I mean, the blocked punt for a touchdown, the 2 interceptions, you just if they were going to cover, they just couldn't have that happen. Maybe one of those, but not all 3. And and then there was another. Was there a strip sack or something? I don't even remember. There were a few turnovers.
I think the strip sack was first, actually, but doesn't matter.
Yeah. But way too many turnovers for them to keep it close enough. And then also, I mean, SDSU took their foot off the gas, really. That's why it was as close as it was. It could have been a lot worse. So with that, we had myself going 4-3. Brendan went 4-3. Alex went 3-4, and the model went a woeful 1-6.
You know, we haven't talked about Alex just leaping out to a massive lead at the start of this. He's winning and losing this competition because he wanted to be on the hook for both. Now, hey, Alex, you hear that behind you? That's footsteps, buddy. I'm coming for you.
You're making one game a week. At the rate you're going, you won't be tied till first round of playoffs.
Hey,
At the rate going, I'll be ahead of you by 4 games by the Natty.
That's fair.
So
He's got to go 500 every week, baby.
Sitting on top, 32-24-1. Brendan's right behind at 29-27-1. And then the model and I are bringing it up the tail, 26-30-1. So I'm in a fight with model for whatever the punishment is. With that, let's step right into everybody's favorite
model
segment.
had to go 1-6 for you to catch it.
Yes. I that helped me a lot. I appreciate that, model.
Ben's gone.
No, my bad. I'm pressing buttons. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. All right. We're getting over to JIAI.
Yes. Before we do.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
we always talk about them late. Blue Tide Car Wash. We're going to get you in early. I also stopped at Blue Tide Car Wash when I was up in Brookings today and got a nice car wash on the truck because it needed it. And I used my monthly subscription. So I just got to cruise through the unlimited lane and laugh at all the losers waiting to pay cash. So get an unlimited package from Blue Tide Car Wash. They're absolutely worth it. They will pay for themselves very quickly. Blue Tide Car Wash with locations all over Sioux Falls, location in Mitchell coming soon, and one in Brookings. Get that game day shine before the tailgate from Blue Tide Car Wash. So it is fantastic.
Perfect. Yes, the model is throwing games to make me feel better. I appreciate that. Alex, please don't change the model. All right.
I don't know why you're asking him to tweak it. It's saving your bacon right now.
This is true. Let's get into JIAI. We've got Alex is here in footsteps. It's got two shadows behind him. One's a little further away than the other, but getting a little scared.
He doesn't even wear glasses.
No, it's fine. And then Alex is chasing his Kenkel model that is not performing well. Kenkel model is trying to run away.
You're dancing on its grave way too soon. This is hilarious. Oh, this is going to haunt you.
And here's me paying up my bet on the spicy meatball bet.
Why do I look like I've been begging for money on a corner and I'm going to go buy black tar heroin?
Okay.
Don't sell yourself short.
You can't.
Regular heroin.
You can't make up, or you can't make fun of the JIA too much. You guys should try it. It's not easy. You're lucky that it got this close. Then we had the NEU Lumberjacks could not handle the weight of the potatoes. Idaho took care of the Lumberjacks. You had the Wildcat ripping the heart out of the Bears. At least had both of them purple there. No, he's bleeding pink there. We had the penguin chopping down the sycamores. Happy penguin. We had the coyotes doing what Brendan wanted to do and turning the racers into glue. Which at 59-0, that's pretty bad there.
Mm-hmm.
The Redbirds picking apart the Socklookies.
That's pretty good.
I still can't get I can't get the AI to put the googly eyes where I want them on the sock, but I'm working on it. The furry cows trampled the Postal Service workers from UND.
It's fantastic. You put a lot of time into these ones this week. Look at you. I love it.
I told you I pay it when you pay for AI service, it actually works much better. It's still not perfect though, obviously. And then we had old Skeletor walking out of the dilapidated dome. That place looks bad, by the way. The UNI dome is just, they need to just tear that thing down. It looks rough. And with that, I think that's all I have for now. Can't remember what I had next. Oh yeah, that's all I got for now. We'll get to the last two when we talk about SDSU versus YSU.
I do want to address Jim's comment saying I might need to get a bag of milk from Quick Star and hook it up to an IV. First off, the milk isn't available in South Dakota, and they're discontinuing bagged milk. The bagged milk isn't available. And this is what happens when old Brendan gets a text message at 8:32 and sprints downstairs and realizes he needs a beverage. He brings the gallon with him, and that's what we drink out of. So that's what we're doing. So that's where we're at with our lives right now.
I like it. All right. Well, let's get into this week's games. We've got, yet again, we're picking an Idaho game. They've had a rough schedule.
They've got to have one of the toughest schedules I've ever seen.
Their strength of schedule is ranked second, and I didn't pay attention to who was ranked first, but
that doesn't make sense. Like somebody's got to have an FBS game that's way slanting.
Supposedly
SOS or SOF?
What?
Sorry, strength of schedule or strength of schedule faced?
Okay, is strength of schedule. I'll go to strength of schedule face. Faced is actually South Dakota State somehow. Well, I suppose that's
okay.
Oklahoma State in there.
No, that doesn't make sense. Oregon State. They played Oregon.
I don't know, man.
They played 2 FBS teams in a row, and now they're on their 5th straight ranked FCS team. How do they not have the highest SOS?
I don't know what you're looking at, Ben, but Massey has us tied with Southern Illinois for SOS faced.
It says 1 and 2. I didn't read the numbers, I guess. My bad.
Go back.
Yeah, oh my God.
ACT prep and learn how to read charts, Ben.
Hey, it's got SDSU on the first line. I didn't pay attention to what the absolute number was. Anyway, it's got Idaho in 6. I don't understand how it has us And we played Augie, Southeast Louisiana, North. How are we the top? There's no way. This thing's off.
Oklahoma State is the only thing I can think of, but that don't make no sense. It should be Idaho. They've played 5 ranks straight FCS ranked matchups, plus Oregon in another FBS game, and they've only had maybe 1 or 2 home games on that stretch. There's no way that doesn't make sense. Anybody else has had a tougher schedule.
I agree. But what I do know is Montana State has had a very easy schedule. And Idaho goes to Montana State, be Montana State's first tough game. Kind of a prove-it game for Montana State. I mean, everybody thinks they're, top 3 or 4 team in the nation. We'll see how they do with Idaho coming to town. Idaho, I mean, they're banged up, but they still have a pretty good defense. Montana State is favored by 5 at home. Brendan, would you still like me to pick first?
You live your life, man. You do. We can have the model go first, but the model going last worked out last week for you in a big way.
That's true. I don't want the model to influence my pick, so I'm just going to go first. I'll take Montana State. I think that their offense is good enough to score enough points to win by at least a touchdown against Idaho. I do think it'll be a closer game. I think Idaho's defense will keep it within 10, maybe. But with the spread only at 5, I will take Montana State.
I will also take Montana State. Ron Lowney's been real loud about this game, going back to the show with Borg, just talking all sorts of smack, and they've played this Little Sisters of the Blind and a terrible New Mexico State team. If Idaho had their quarterback, yeah, and that almost beat them. And, Ron, you were throwing out a 21-point line. If you want to take a 17-point line, I will wager you $50 to Alex's lemonade stand. If you don't cover 17.5 points, then you pay $50 to Mark Gronowski's Alex's lemonade stand. And then I'll pay $50 to whatever charity you want. But when it comes to a 5-point line, I will take Montana State. I think they win by a touchdown. It's at home, that's just too much. Oh, he's in. Ron is on. 17.5. We got us a wager. $50. Let's do this. See, we're gonna get creative about how we donate to Mark for the Alex's lemonade stand, and I'm going to do it by making other people pay it. So
he's going to lose and just never show up to the podcast again.
Oh my God, he's just gone forever. Ron, you better show up.
I
know.
Please come back.
Ron's a stand-up cat. He's a stand-up cat.
I fully believe he'll make good on it.
17.5. We've got it. It's on the internet. It's there forever. But yeah, at 5, give me Montana State. I think the Idaho defense will get wore out, and they're just not going to be able to. They're going to be on the field too long.
I don't really have anything to build off what you guys said. I did want to highlight some of what Patrick Firk said here. I think stylistically it is a good matchup for Idaho. I think their defense is very physical, and obviously everyone knows Montana State really, really wants to run the football. The problem is I don't know. Idaho's got enough offense to, like exactly what Brendan just said. I think they're going to get wore down. I think it's an easy cover at 5. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a blowout, but I think 5 is an easy cover. Model agrees. Model says Bobcats 9.67.
Honestly, 5 points. That's a spicy meatball.
I was wondering about it because I feel like it's a pretty easy cover there.
It's so easy. It feels like a sucker's bet. A little bit, but I don't know, man.
I'd love to see
Seth Meyers calling it here. Bobcats. That's the other thing. Bobcats, you guys, I talked about it last week. Monday night, I stay up too late and watch Bad Beat Scott Van Pelt on Sports Center. Brett Vegan has called the cover play and made Bad Beats 2 weeks in a row now. So I think Vegan also watches Bad Beats and likes seeing himself on there. So Seth Meyers calling it right here. Brett Vegan calls the cover play, wins 28-17.
Nice.
I mean, there is a potential in this game with how physical and how good the front seven is for Idaho that Tommy Malott gets hurt because that's what happens with him against good defenses. He tends to get banged up with how much they run him. So I'm very curious if that happens, then all bets are off.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
if they can make Montana State one dimensional, if their front seven is good enough to take away the run, which that's tough against Montana State. They've got a good rushing offense, but if they make Tommy Malott throw and he doesn't make the right throws, I can see Eck pulling it off. I mean, he's the type of coach he'll have some tricks up his sleeve, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, I think we're all on Montana State there. We'll move on. We've got the absolute toilet bowl of the Missouri Valley. We've got Murray State going to Indiana State.
Quit fighting me.
Indiana State is favored at home by 4. And I don't know where to go in this one. I'm just going to take the home team. And I guess Murray State's just, their defense is so bad that I'm going to take Indiana State here.
I'm going to go with Indiana State. They've still been putting up a fight in close games, and Murray State just has been given that vibe that they've checked out. Because they brought in a bunch of transfers and stuff, and that feels like a team that's real liable to Ray pointing out Tommy only has 35 carries this year. They're not running him. They haven't had to either, to be fair. But yeah, that's good. I think he is capable of thriving as a more of a quarterback and less of a running back like they used him. On Indiana State and Murray State gives me this vibe that they've kind of quit. So I'm going to take Indiana State at home. I'm going to take the Trees to cover they'll win by 7-10, I think.
We'll start first with the model here. Model has Trees by exactly 3, so it's going to just barely take Murray State to cover. I actually think I'll lean that way too. I was going to point that out before Garrett Meyer did, apart from last week against USD, but USD, I hate to say it, USD looks really legit this year. I wrote about it by the numbers this week. Timothy Rosario wrote about it this week, and we'll get there to them. But their defensive series conversion rate is nuts. I mean, granted, they haven't played anybody, but they are getting off the field at an unreal clip. So that to say, to relate it back to this game, Murray has shown some offense when they've had the chance. And Indiana State has been more consistent, but Murray's flashes have been better. And I think knowing first-year head coach, I agree, Zach. Butler is a horrible loss, and I said as much when they did. But I think knowing this is their last real chance to win a game, first-year head coach really trying to get buy-in, they're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. I think Murray State gets it done.
Look at you trying to make your model feel better.
The belief in Murray State has limited my wins so many times. I'm glad you're taking the bait because I need to catch you.
Next up, we've got Missouri State going to Illinois State. This is a close line. We've got Illinois State by only 2.5 at home. I think this is a potential for spicy meatball because I think Illinois State covers pretty easy here. I'll take Illinois State all day with 2.5. I expected the line to be closer to 7. I think their defense is good, and they're at home. So I'll take Illinois State.
I'm quick Googling Illinois State's schedule right now because I'm curious about something. After a big win in a rivalry game where you blow them out, they got Murray State. So I don't think they're going to be looking past them. But I see a potential for a letdown in this game. You go out and schwack your rivals. The home game, they are having a whiteout. See, everybody else is doing it because it's cool, but we won't. No, we got new blackouts. But anyways, you know what? I'll take Illinois State to cover. I mean, 2.5 to me in my brain. I'm going to go. That's basically pick 'em in my head. So, yeah, I guess I'll go Illinois State because it's at home, but I don't think that that's a spicy meatball one to me. I think it's going to be close. Schedule, just to annoy you, Kevin.
Model says Illinois State by 4.2, so it's also calling a little bit closer game, but it's going to take the Redbirds. And we're going to be boring on this one. I'm going to take Illinois State. I do, to Seth Meyer's point here. I've written about it. I think Missouri State's actually, as much crap I talked in our preview show, has been decent this year. But the thing that really concerns me with them is Ryan Beard just seems to have no interest in running the football, which is just not smart in the Valley. So I think Illinois State's got a really solid defense. They will make They'll make Missouri State one-dimensional, and that will allow Illinois State to pull away late. Tommy Rittenhouse, Daniel Sokowitz both looked fantastic last week. Missouri State's defense is still not good. Daniel Sokowitz is probably going for like 8, 127, and 2 TDs this week if I had to put a bet to it.
Perfect. I love Poe Bellini's comment here. Indiana State is a sleeping giant after Youngstown barely beat him last week. I love it. Now we've got NDSU going to Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois is reeling right now, and NDSU is favored by 26 on the road. That's a lot of points, and I'll take Southern Illinois. I think that Southern Illinois is going to find something, and they'll get up for the NDSU game. They've played NDSU well at home before, and I don't know if Cam Miller he'll probably play, but I doubt he plays much. I'm guessing that if he does play, he'll be out pretty early. Yeah, so I'll take Southern Illinois here.
Yeah, it's not. See, that's the thing is the Cam Miller factor. Do they decide to sit him, or how bad was it? Like, yeah, he would have played. He could have played if they wanted to put him back in. But ankle injuries like that, man, sometimes in the heat of the moment when it's taped up, like you can go back in, and then all of a sudden they're worse than you thought, and then you end up missing a game. I hate this line so much. I feel like NDSU should cover. I think they're fully capable. Honestly, I think with Cole Payton in there, they'll still cover. They might even be more aggressive with Cole Payton in there just to see what they can do. I don't see Polasek letting them let off the gas and look ahead. That just doesn't seem to be his MO. He's a little Jimmy Rogers like in the intensity department. I don't see that being something he allows to happen. So I'm going to take NDSU to cover, but I hate it.
Model says Bison by only 15.98, so it's going to take the Salukis to cover. I forget where I read or listened to this earlier this week, but do you know what happened the last time SIU had a third-string quarterback come in and start a game?
I bet you're going to tell us.
Stone Labanowitz led the Salukis to an upset of the North Dakota State Bison in Carbondale.
He was a third-string quarterback once upon a time?
Coming into that spring season, evidently.
You say this with a lot of confidence, buddy.
I don't remember how good this source was. I read that today, but
you say this with 26 points worth of confidence that you're getting if you're making this pick.
And where I'm going with this is I 100% agree with Brendan and Garrett Meyer. Cole Payton in there, NDSU runs for 450 yards and wins this one by 28.
That was good. That was a good head fake. I was like,
that was good.
He's talking like this might actually
know where you're going
be an upset, and then all of a sudden he pulls the quick one on us. You've been listening to my SDSU picks. I like it. I like your style.
All right, now we've got Northern Iowa going to USD, and this is a massive spread at 34. I will take UNI in this one. I think that UNI plays that ball control game that they were planning on playing against us, and they somehow figure out to not turn the ball over so much, and they keep hit within 34, which I don't know. I mean, yes, USD's been blowing out teams, but they've been bad teams. So I'll take UNI to cover here and bounce back.
I will also take UNI to cover, not because I think USD isn't necessarily 34 points better than them, but I do think a bad opponent who just got creamed at home, who's going to be fired up. It's UNI with their backs against the wall, and we all know how that is. D-Day's distraction on top of a bad team coming in. I could see USD coming out a little slow. And before the turnovers, UNI, we still win that game. We don't destroy them, but we still win that game going away. But I don't know if UNI is going to have all those turnovers against USD. 34 is just so many points. I'm going to take UNI to cover and bank on the D-Day's distraction of sorts and UNI coming out on fire.
Model says Yotes by 18.57, so it's going to take UNI to cover by quite a bit. I don't think it'll be that thing. Interesting thing about this is a lot of their fans have talked about, they're convinced that the reason they can't get anyone to go there is because when UNI blew them out at the end of 2022. They didn't have fans before that. I don't know why they think that made people stop showing up.
Just getting savage on them.
But there is maybe a revenge factor at this one. I still think that's a lot. I still think UNI might that the back door is going to be too wide open for UNI to do something dumb late and cover. So I'll take the Panthers as well.
Alrighty, we've all got UNI there. We got some boring picks this week. We got 3 across the board.
The slate's kind of boring. It's like
a little bit.
If it wasn't Hobo Day, it'd be a good week to do some yard work or something. I mean, across the FCS, the games are just not that good outside of Idaho, Montana State this week.
Yeah, every one of them, all the good ones start firing up next week. So yeah, it's not a great slate in the FCS. The only good game is Idaho, Montana State, realistically.
Last but not least, we have Youngstown State coming to SDSU for Hobo Day. SDSU is favored by 28 at home. And we will jump right back into JIAI quick. Fun fact about Penguins, they do have feathers. We've learned that, and we still Steve Irwin pointed it out too. Penguins do have feathers. And as Brendan talked about, apparently you make pillows out of penguin feathers. So
why not?
I think the Jackrabbits are going to make pillows out of the Penguins this week. I think this is the week we get the 50 butter burger. I think that our offense is ready to roll, and I think we see the passing game have some success and get really tuned up. And I think that I don't think the defense gives up a touchdown. I think we'll win 51-6.
Woo, that's a big one. Zach asked if there's any animals that we can debate about feathers. Well, here's my animal fact about them. I don't know. You can go on whatever short movie platform you decide to use, TikTok, Reels, Instagram, I don't care. If you look it up, there's with penguins, there's people who go in and that's awesome. The Northern Lights are beautiful outside right now, I guess. I just got showed a picture by Tay.
Yeah.
But
we need to finish it up so I can go watch.
Finish it. Oh, you're big Northern Lights guy, Ben?
I am actually. I'm very
you
excited for it. Yeah.
All right, let's drag this out then.
No.
But apparently there's a bunch of films from are videos from zookeepers who go and clean before and after they clean a penguin tank for the first time. They go in all cheerful, then they go in with a scuba gear and they come out crying because penguins are such dickheads. Biting them and stuff, and you're like, why are they crying? And then you watch the video and they're getting bit by these penguins. It's hilarious. But
fun fact,
penguins
penguins are jerks.
Yeah, penguins are also not nice. I bet they're delicious though. I just want to give one to KFC and see what it tastes like. But I'm going to take SDSU to cover here. I think that they come out and jump on them early. This team, just whenever there's a sort of mantra out there, coming out slow because of Hobo Day, whatever, I don't think they're going to be looking past this game. I think Jimmy will have them locked in. And even if it is a slow burn, I do think we're capable of winning by 28. So I'm gonna take us to cover again. I'm starting to itch. This feels weird.
Model says Jacks by 26.33, so it is just barely going to get a Penguin cover. And I'll disagree. I'll also take the good guys. Hobo Day. Last couple Hobo Days, you think UNI last year, Indiana State a couple years ago, they've completely killed the Hobo Day hangover, whatever you want to call it, narrative. The guys come focused for Hobo Day. They show out. Can we please get yellow pants this week? It's Hobo Day. Please and thank you. Waffle on the helmet. I'm done posturing. Go Jacks.
Let's do the old. Let's bring back the tradition a little bit on it. I'm down with that.
I'd be all right with that.
Well,
Jim says there's going to be no Butterburger. I think the foot comes off the gas. I'm hoping for it. I just want to see a bunch of points. If it has to come late in the game with some second stringers in, so be it. But we got to take care of business first, obviously, as we talked about on the B Team podcast. And if you haven't checked out Dallas's interview with the We Are Youngstown guy, go check that out. He had some good insight into the Youngstown State football team and what they've got, how their season's gone so far. And they kind of covered what Youngstown would have to do to beat SDSU. And, like we've talked about, it's that old ball control game, keeping the ball for, near 40 minutes time of possession and keeping our offense off the field. That's about the only chance they got. So, looking forward to it though.
I do want to do one last thing is I actually visited Stambaugh Stadium towards the end of the summer here, and it is way cooler in person than it is on TV. It looks kind of dumpy on TV. It's a pretty baller stadium for an FCS stadium. I can't wait till they finish the other side. Then it's going to be incredible. No, in all seriousness, it's a really cool stadium. So just wanted to throw that out there for them. And apparently, according to Dallas, puffin is tasty, and I'm also down to try puffin. So I'm going to do that someday.
Yeah,
Kevin, I'm pretty sure his name is Michael.
It is. I was going to say that. He and I have actually gotten me friends over the last year, at least kind of Twitter friends. I was on their show before our game last year, and he and I just DM back and forth Missouri Valley stuff right away. So I was just going to reiterate that and say, yes, that's his name. Because it's good stuff. He's a well-versed guy, and he's a really good guy, good to talk to. So Dallas did a really good show. Everyone should check that out.
And I just got told for a second time how nice the Northern Lights are outside.
Well, let's everybody go look at the Northern Lights. Where's Jim at when you need him?
Yeah.
Here, we could probably do it on our. You're the one who wants to go. Do the thing.
Yeah, we'll do the thing. There he is.
There's Jim.
Had to wait. As Jim says, as we always say, go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Go Jacks.
Go Jacks.